Hello, welcome. Happy Wednesday. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time, and here I discuss different areas of our lives and different phenomena of the nature and all our knowledges and different areas and different scientific discoveries and how we can actually build success in all areas of our lives. So the world of the definition of the success is changing dramatically as we go and experience everything that is happening outside of us. So it is important to start to really look at the success from different angles and different vantage points of vantage. So today I just decided to discuss a little bit about the rhythms, our own personal human rhythms, and also the rhythms of nature and cosmic rhythms, as most of you probably know and feel that we all connected and everything in this creation is connected together. And of course, we cannot have our own rhythms without feeling or knowing or learning how we're all related to the cosmic rhythms, right? So there is a direct correspondence between human being and the cosmic rhythms. It seems like we lost the touch or we lost the synchronicity with these rhythms, and we are completely out of the synchronical flow of being in the same rhythms as the cosmic and natural rhythms, right? So in our awakening state, we have the sense perceptions that are really focused more on our knowledge of our inspirations, on the daily activities, and it really sits in our physical body. And we really rarely feel some subtle influences of the natural impulses, and even if we feel, we really have no great knowledge of this, and it goes beyond our ordinary senses or perceptions of our everyday life, right? But when we actually succeed to quiet ourselves, and when we actually go within the landscape of ourselves, we can really clearly to feel the shifts of these different energetic natural phenomena changes that is actually constantly happening within the rhythms of the nature and cosmic vibration, right? So when we actually consciously choose to tune in into ourselves, we can start to get awareness of these impulses of the nature and the cosmic rhythms, which seems like we are out of that pulsation, that synchronicity of that rhythms, because of course we're not taught, and our modern society, we really live a very huge, busy, hustled lives, that we don't even have the chance to really feel and see how the natural rhythms or rhythms of the cosmic is really influencing us, right? So the more we allow these little subtle shifts of these impulses of the nature and the cosmic rhythms to be able to felt in ourselves, the more we are building awareness that we are intimately interconnected, and all of these rhythms of the cosmic nature and the alterations of this time-space continuum is really intimately connected, and we can feel it in the innermost manner within ourselves. So one of our most limited human condition is that we actually lose the sense of space, but we retain the sense of time. And with this subtle expression of the natural alterations in time, we can really start to very subtly to understand that that we have in both. We have time sense and we have the space sense, which of course we lost touch with because of our busy lives and because the style of life and the cultures that we live in right now is so out of touch with ourselves. It always takes us out of ourselves and bring us into that outer and external environment, which is, of course, we never have chance to experience the synchronicity of our own rhythms with the rhythms of the cosmic impulses and nature, right? So, for example, we are quite aware of what's happening within the 24 hours of the day. We know what's happening before sunrise and after sunset and things like that. So we basically have our perception to notice all of these activities and how it is happening within the day. For example, we know that we are most productive and we're most strong in our physicality and what we're doing in the middle of the day, in a late morning, and then when we go towards the evening. So there's this strong connection to the physicality, and our ordinary perception is actually start to have that unity of the loose concepts. So we become more receptive to the imaginary concepts and more receptive to the more creative kind of things. Our memory is more than tend to be in the alternative and delicate associations, whereas in the morning our memory more in the facts, right? So this subtle shifts and changes during our day is really important for us to start to feel, and maybe momentarily, if we can just silence ourselves and sit with that little moment of the peace, we can start to cultivate these moments, these rhythms of what's going on outside of us and how the cosmic impulses are working, and they're working within us ourselves, us as well. So then, of course, when we prepare in the evening and we start to have that loose sense of the factual memory and all of these activities, we start to prepare ourselves and disattach from that, awakening state, and then we become preparing ourselves for sleep. And during the sleep, we actually become a spiritual cosmic beings that are integrated part of the whole creation. This is the time where we actually absolutely free from our physical body, and that freedom is really something that we don't really have a great knowledge or awareness, and what can we do while we sleep. So of course, while the body is in a quiet position, we have a great harmony and restoration and repairing going on within our physical body, but our consciousness is having absolute freedom to be connected to that cosmic algorithms, to the cosmic rhythms of who we really are. And then of course, when we wake up very early in the morning, this is the time where our higher intuition of the intuition of the higher degree is most possible at that time. And that's where we need to learn how we can actually learn the art of manifestation, because at that time, early morning, we are still having this sense of being connected to this cosmic algorithm and the rhythms, and we slowly awakening our physical body and presence, and also the senses and perceptions of starting to get more of a limited access to the spiritual realms and more into the physical materialistic area of our life, right? So it it's said that that humanity lost the sense and connection and a touch with all of these rhythms that we have to experience, and we need to really strive for knowledge of this, and strive to open up ourselves to actually feel these impulses and influences of the subtle energetic nature of the cosmic rhythms. That way we can really heal ourselves, we be more enriched, we will be more complete. And unfortunately, because of all of the conditions of our lives, it is become more and more busy, it has become more and more unbearable in terms of the connecting our life with the cosmic rhythms. It's actually the opposite. Everything that we learn in at school and all the conditions of our employment and work and our busy life, supplying ourselves with everything that we need, and mostly everything that we want. So there's also disconnection between the concept of the need and a want, because the wants are unlimited and they always cultivated through the these external forces that we are bombarded all our lives, and the needs are only a few, and we actually forget and forgot what these needs and how important that these needs are, and the connection, and become aware of the cosmic rhythms and how we can get synchronicity in our life with this, natural impulses and our own inner impulses, can really help us to navigate this world with much more fuller vital energy and understanding, and also with much more fulfillment. Because of that disconnection, we completely lost the presence in ourselves. So I was just reading an interesting article about this cosmic rhythms, and I refer it to the person that wrote an interesting article under the pseudonymous of Leo. So he was saying that the characteristics of the human conditions that we express in our activity, and if we look at the cycle of 24 hours a day, we can really see that there's a four conditions, right? So we are very mystical in the very early morning hours, and then we become intellectual in the daytime, we become fantastic in the evening, and we actually become cosmic at night. So these four stages of subtle flow of the cosmic rhythms are also in ourselves, and that's how we go in our life. And if we are attuned to these stages, well, then we can choose the activities and what we do in accordance to these stages. Then we actually can achieve more, we can have more productivity, and we can then have more success in our life in a much less overwhelmed manner. We can do it in a much more effortless way. So the year, a week, and months, and a year, as the days, has its own rhythmic impulses and fluctuations, right? And so when we learn how to be in synchronicity with all these rhythms, it really enriches our life. For example, if we look at the year rhythms, so we start the year from the spring, where everything is start to expand, the life start to force itself through all of these elements, and our consciousness is also start to expand in manner of enjoyment, and all of this expanded state, we are more creative, we more energetic, we can achieve more, we can produce more, we can create create more, we design more. So this is the time of the year where we everything is in expanded state, and we also feel that we have the enjoyment of this, right? Then when the summer comes, the earth is actually preparing for this fruitful commerce of the cosmic rhythm, right? It's like these fruits start to get developed, and then when the autumn comes, so the earth is start to contract the elements back to its inner self, and then slowly as everything dies, we reach winter time, and that's how we feel as well. Don't we feel in winter a bit more contracted in ourselves? We don't feel as expanded as we are feeling in springtime. So this is the time when we actually naturally invited to go within ourselves. That's where the time when we can bring the fruit of our expanded state into that inner landscape of our contraction, and start to assimilate what we've been achieved, what we've been doing, how we've been creative and doing outside of ourselves in this expanded state, and then bringing it inside is almost like a simulation of our mistakes and the lessons, and how we can then come back again into springtime with a new renewed energy of the new creativity and a new regenerated state, right? So then of course we have the period, the longer periods of time. We have periods of 10 years time. We have all of this rhythmic fluctuations, and all of this regenerative impulse of the vital life is all within us and outside of us. And when we are out of this synchronicity, we feel so strenuous. We feel that we constantly pushing through some sort of barriers and through all of these problems and hassles, and all of this in synchronized reality, that we feel so powerless, we feel energyless, we almost feel like we constantly fighting against this invisible thickness of the problems, right? So and so when we actually, feel that we are pushing and pushing and pulling and nothing happens, well, this is the first indication that we are actually out of synchronicity of our own rhythms with the rhythms of the nature and the rhythms of the cosmic life impulses, right? So we need to then make a decision, so that possibly we can give ourselves maybe 5 or 10 minutes a day to become a little silent, to become a little quiet, to become motionless, in terms of allowing these impulses and energies to start to work through us, so that we can feel the rhythms of the outside life going into ourselves. And it's said to recognize and realize that in the past, probably not really even that long ago, people lived in a very different concept. They've been having more direct and deep relationship with the cosmic rhythms. They've been living in accordance to the seasons. They've been living in accordance to this, rhythms of the phenomena of the alteration of the time and space, and that's why they've been more in touch with their own inner understanding of these phenomena. They've been more in touch with all the parts of themselves that are spiritual, that are not time constrained, but more free. They've been more in touch with the signs of this part of themselves and this intuitive guidance that they've been really in a deep contact with. So they've been living in a space where they would just celebrate the life of each season with a very communal rites, that they would go and celebrate these different seasons of the nature, and also the seasons, how they influence themselves. And right now, in the craziness of our modern society, and in the craziness of the structures and wherever the concepts that we created within our modern societies, we far away from that place of being in deep relationship with the rhythms of life, right? So, and there's a three highlights from what I was, discussing today. I would like to just invite you to cultivate awareness of this inner subtle shifts that you experience. First, start with your day. Little shifts from the morning into the late morning, evening and night. How do you feel the impulses of the nature and cosmic influences, and how do you feel them in yourself, right? That way you will start to develop the awareness of that connection. So then find that inner equilibrium by practicing moving into that own interior landscape by by meditation or by some contemplation time, or being connecting with nature. So then learn to adapt natural laws and correlations of these subtle shifts, so that when you look outside, but you already would have this awakened gaze from that inner understanding of that synchronized rhythms that you're living together with everything that happening outside of you. That will give you a really, really good a good tool for the guidance, and you would be absolutely deeply involved in that vital living and continuing regeneration of the life. Right. I just would like to finish by reading an interesting concept here from this Leo person that was having an article in a magazine. So in the man, however, the presence of consciousness produces a perturbation of the law. So it's almost like a breakage of the law and correlations of this law, which requires a series of adaptation. But we're really not looking at that adaptation as a very powerful tool to be able to empower us in our life, in everyday life, right? So when those are not possible, illness arises. So sensible consciousness itself then burns and consumes the body and leads to death. So we have this automatic mechanism that if we are living out of the cosmic rhythms for long enough and out of that touch with the natural law and the impulses and influences of the nature, well, then that mechanism will have this sign of disbalance. And that's what really is happening, that in our society, most of our generations are experiencing all sorts of diseases and illnesses, right? So, and a lot of them possibly artificially created. But when we know how to be connected to our deeper rhythms and synchronize it with the awareness of that cosmic rhythms, well, then we have better chance to improve our immune system, to improve our powerful beingness, our powerful presence, and the ability to be alive, no matter what. I would like to just share with you this couple of links here, because I know how hard it is right now for people to even be present with themselves. There's so much overwhelm going on right now in the world, and all of these external images or external sharing going on, it is really taking us out of our balance. And if we are out of balance, we would never ever be aligned with our own rhythms, and of course we wouldn't be able to be connected to the rhythms of natural alterations in time and space. And also the cosmic rhythms will be absolutely not attainable to us. So and we all need healing to some extent. So these two links is really could maybe help you if you go and look at it. And possibly if you feel out of touch with yourself, if you feel out of touch with your loved ones, if you suffer from the relationship problems, if you suffer from the anxiety and depression of everything that's going on outside, we all need to start to really look after ourselves and give ourselves the chance and opportunity to rebuild ourselves. We all need each other. We all need to unite so that we can actually survive everything that is going on. And we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, or next year, or the year after, in 10 years. We don't know. But what we know, that when we are alive, we need to strive for healing and build that inner strength, that emotional stability, that connection, and learn how we can synchronize with our Mother Earth, with the cosmos, so that we can survive any adversaries. I would like to finish today with this, and thank you for your support. Whoever is here, whoever is going to download it later, I'm really appreciative of your support, and I really wish that we all start to wake up to the reality that we are much more than we are told, that we are much more powerful, and that we are creators of our own reality. Thank you so much. And I just would like to put the outro here. And where is it? Okay, it's here. Thank you.